well. Yes, Alexander, take your time for typing. In the meantime, I'll start with something that is interesting for me and for the community, in my opinion. All right, so it's almost 4 and 6 minutes. Let's start then. Manuel, are you ready to?
I'm ready. Go ahead.
Okay. Okay, great. So to start with, you know, I've been participating in your offline workshop about 3 years ago, and we talked a lot about lead generation, about LinkedIn, about this email sequences, about message sequences. And the question is, what do you think has been changed since then? I mean, in these 3 years, what's changed in lead generation, in your opinion?
Okay, that's an excellent question for beginning. So I will say, and this is, I probably say the same thing like 3 years ago, because I'm repeating this. I mean, nothing really changed, and everything changed. When I say nothing really changed, it means that, okay, I'm still using the same techniques and same process and same strategy that have been taught to me like now 25 years ago, when there was no computer, no Facebook, no LinkedIn, no, I mean, we only had letters and telephone and ringing at the door to get a customer in B2B. So I'm still using this. And in the other way, I mean, everything changed so quickly, because the tools we have, it's amazing. We have an amazing panel of tools that is totally like impressive, really impressive. And yeah, if I have to compare 3 years ago, I will say that what changed is that people are really fed up of being spamming. so we have more and more like difficulty to reach out to the people. So you need to be smarter to reach out to the people. You cannot just like send cold email. They will work if you build it correctly. You cannot send anymore send LinkedIn invitation. People get, I mean, the right people, the people who buy, or the people who can influence to buy. I mean, if you contact them the same way that 3 years ago, 4 years ago, 5 years ago, then I mean, you have less chance. You have really less chance. So yes, in the strategy, a lot of things change. For example, for me, but on the opposite side, I mean, if I'm looking like A plus B or 1 plus 1, it's still the same that 25 years ago, because it's maybe more difficult to reach out someone and to get in touch in communication with someone. But on the opposite side, you have so much information to get in front of the person and get him attracted to speak to you that you didn't have 3 years or 4 years or 5 years ago. So yes, you need to go with the world. You need to go with the movement. Actually, 3 years or 4 years ago, I was already a huge fan of LinkedIn. And what changed is that, yeah, I mean, I almost now use only this channel. Not to do lead generation, but to communicate. I almost use only this channel to communicate with really high potential or high level profile. But what changed is that the use of LinkedIn, it's totally different. Now it doesn't serve anymore to have the best templates to send it, the best connection requests to send it. You need to have a profile that attracts people. They need to have a profile that's, when someone comes to your profile because you send him a connection request or you send him a message, like the first like flash in his head when he see your profile, he say, okay, I connect with this guy, you know. And when I look to most of the profile, I don't want to connect with them, even if they send me a message, whether they look fake or whether the message is totally not aligned with what or the profile, where there's so many mistakes, and the profile is not coherent, or like I see that, okay, this person won't be there in 6 months in the same company. Why I should start a communication with him? Why I should listen to him? You know, all this, you need to build a solid profile. Like when you reach out to someone, the flash, boom, okay, I connect with them, and then it goes naturally. Then after that, that's the only the key on the door, you know, just like not for the door to be closed. After that, I mean, everything is in the communication, and this is what changed completely. If you cannot communicate otherwise than with the templates, you're dead. Whatever the social network you use, whatever the email you use, you're dead. That's it. Because yeah, if you have the best template to get in touch, if you have the best LinkedIn profile, but once someone tell you something you completely fucked up because you don't know what to say, or because you don't have this feeling of communicating, you're dead. That's it. It's finished. You kill yourself the leads. That's it.
Okay. About the LinkedIn profile, let's talk a bit about a sales profile. So let's imagine that someone like appearances as sales, or like CEO, or like chief business development officer, and his profile is completely profile for sales. And if this person tries to contact someone, like you go to this LinkedIn page and you see the completely sales profile, and you have this feeling that this person he tries to sell you something.
This is also a really good question, because my honest opinion, the opinion that I'm, what I apply, I never lie about what I'm doing. You know, I'm a salesperson, and it's normal to contact for sales, but you have to tell them that you want to sell them. I mean, there is nothing more like, and I get 10, 20 per day, people trying to sell something and pretending they're not going to sell. I mean, I was reading, I was reading not long ago a new book about someone like doing something completely different. And he was telling me, but what the fuck are we waiting? You know, I mean, do you like to waste time turning around, whether it's on a communication face-to-face or on LinkedIn? I mean, what the fuck? You know, you are here to sell. Just contact me. You have a sales profile, fine. Make it relevant, make it beautiful, make it like something. I mean, you're super sales, and make it like you have a super product. I mean, and when you contact them, just you can sell them. It doesn't matter, but don't sell it then. I want to sell you something, you know. Don't contact them like this, or we are the best. No, I already say, like, if you have a sales profile, don't turn around. People don't have to waste time with you. You don't have to waste time with them, because there is millions of other potential customer. So if you focus on one and you contact them not the right way, but just like tell them, hey, we have this solution. I mean, this solution can maybe bring value to your company. It's obvious I'm a salesperson. I don't have to tell you again that I'm a salesperson. It's obvious. I mean, will you be interested to discuss this? That's it. Point. You will be so surprised that people say, yeah, it might be interesting, because you contact me. You're not lying to me. I mean, it's obvious you're a salesperson, so your intentions are clear. You're telling me that maybe this solution can bring business for me. And you don't say, oh, let's schedule a call, blah, blah, blah. You say, are you interested in discussing this? Yes, no, you give me the opportunity, this. That's it. You'll be surprised. Best templates to start. Really. You don't try, because doing this, maybe you have a sales profile that sell, but your communication doesn't sell. You just contact people, asking them if they are interested in a solution that can bring money, and you don't push to get in talk. They decide if they want to talk or not. That's it. And you have millions of other customers. I mean, me, for example, I love when people say no. I prefer that all like this bullshit, blah, 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 blah. Just say yes or no. That's it. Because if you say no, great, I'm grateful. I don't waste time with you. I have other customer waiting for me, you know? So for me, no, it's the best question. If they say yes, great, let's go further together. But this is really a mindset you have to go, because many times I meet salespeople, they're like, oh, LinkedIn doesn't work because people say no. And I say, but that's great. They say no. At least you have something, you have someone replying to you, someone connecting you and say no. I mean, that means that you succeed to reach out to people. There is millions, there is 600 millions. Go to the world and take those leads. Don't focus on someone who say no. I mean, take the positive on it. He say no. That means the guy connect with you and he took the time to answer. That's it. And don't just like go away. Just say, hey, thank you very much for your answer. I appreciate you took the time for answering it. And maybe in the future, let's connect. I mean, or good to be connected. You will see, you open the door for this guy. If one day he needs something, he's going to come back to you, not to the guy who, when he say no, and then the guy, I mean, your salesperson just disappear without saying, thank you for answering. You know, we all know how difficult it is to get an answer right now on social media, on email. I mean, if the answer is no, I mean, guys, don't be jerk. Just answer. Thank you for taking the time of answering. You will win. The sales, no, it's win, not really in the templates, not really in your product. Everybody don't care about your company unless you're Apple, but Apple don't even prospect and don't send email. But everybody don't care about this. What is going to make the difference? It's your capacity to enter the brain of your customer and the customer to remember you. For one typical reason, you were different than all the salesperson or all the people who pretend not to be a salesperson who try to contact him.
There was actually a question: how do you work with these no's? Do you ask your clients why no? That's just you.
I have no time.
Just answered.
Guys, honestly, I have no time to ask why the no. Because I focus on something else. I really focus on something else. For me, the no, it's a really good answer. And if the guy say no, that means that there is a reason. And who I am, you know, to start to asking, hey, but why, blah, 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 and tell me the reason. I mean, the guy don't have, I mean, raise your hand, the number of people, when he asks why, receive an answer. I'm sure it's less than 2%. I'm sure it's less than, so I don't have time because there is millions of other people to reach out, to answer. And yes, I'm lucky. I mean, I have more yes I want to discuss with you. That doesn't mean that I'm closing, that I have no answer. Mm-hmm. So okay, yes, I'm the lucky one. I mean, I'm lucky that I've been doing this for now 30 years. I mean, I'm the lucky one to succeed to create the MV to talk with me. And one way, I mean, a little secret, one way that I've changed from like this posture of salesperson, you know, this like, okay, you're a salesperson, is that I stopped to ask directly the person if they need my solution or if they need a solution. When someone contact me, when I get in touch with someone and I get like an answer, yes, I mean, oh, nice to connect, I don't ask them, hey, I see that you need this, can we discuss? I want to sell you this. I changed completely because I never ask them if they need something. I ask, hey, thank you for connecting. Maybe you can help me a little bit. I mean, asking for help is magic in any communication. It's magic. I mean, maybe in your network, you have people that might need the solution I'm selling. I mean, it will be cool if you know something. You know, if you prepare your lead generation perfectly, you know that this guy need this. You already know that this guy need this, and you maximize the chance that someone just tell you, well, I don't know nobody in my network, but I'm interested to discuss with you about this because we need this here. And by not asking them directly, they don't feel like push about a sales. You, once again, you give them the opportunity to say yes, no, or to be interested or not. So I change completely. Yes.
About the importance of doing your homework before you try to contact someone in LinkedIn.
Yeah.
How deep should it be? You said like if you do lead generation well, you almost 100% sure that this person needs it. But how to carefully prospect it, because there is no such information in the open sources. We can only speculate that probably this company needs this solution, and just ask.
I have one philosophy. Is that for me, everybody needs something. Okay.
Yes.
Remember this. Everybody needs something. At one moment in life, not so long ago, every single company needed a website. Every company needed a website. Every restaurant needed a website. Every car wash needed a website. Every consultant or sales guru needed a website. Everybody needs something at one moment. This is my big philosophy. So right now, I don't agree when you say it's not on the open source. I mean, the information, it's everywhere. I mean, you surely have in the people who see this webinar, people who are like targeting startups. Okay. Targeting startups for mobile application development, for software development, for helping them with the, and you know that startups, sometimes they don't have the cash to hire in-house people. So you can play on this. But who is looking carefully, not what they do, but when they get funded? Because that's the key decision. That's the key decision, and you can easily find, because believe me, a startups that is trying to find some funding, the first stuff that they do on social media, so everywhere on social media, when they receive a funding, it's they shout it loud. And you have to imagine this like okay, those guys, they have suffered for 6-7 months to develop a project with no money. So it's like eating pasta every single night because they don't have money to buy a steak. What are they going to do when they receive, let's say, 200,000 euro? Believe me, the first stuff they do, they go buy a steak. And they go to restaurant and they pick up the best restaurant because the money is there, because 6 months before they eat pasta, and now they can afford a steak. So now translate this to selling software, mobile. Those guys don't have money. You contact a maximum of startups. They say, we don't have money. We don't want software. We are trying. The question for them is that they just don't have money. And every single day you go look who are the startups who get the funding. You can even automatize this. You get this information. You can get this information every single morning in your mailbox. Then it's easy. These startups, oh, I contacted them 6 months ago. They say no, or they didn't reply. Then you have the best introduction to contact them again. Hey, congratulations! I saw that you get funded, and yeah, great. Your project is going to go. What do you think about taking back the discussion about your mobile application? Can we help you?
Doesn't it look like, you know, I know that you've been funded. Get us some part of this money.
They showed it. Believe me, they showed it. I mean, you really need to get out of there. I mean, if you stay shy and you don't try, and you're like this, and I know what I'm talking. I mean, I'm a super shy guy, so I really know what I'm talking. I'm a super shy guy. You won't see it. I mean, it's just like I prefer to stay home and doing nothing and not speaking with everybody. It will work. It will work, and nobody is going to say, "Hey, are you following us?" Of course, I'm following us. You were like promising startups. I didn't give up on you. What do you want them to say? They're going to say, "Hey, why you follow us?" Of course not. They want publicity. And if at that moment you don't only say, "Okay, look, I want to sell you some software development, but I'm ready to make a post about you. I'm ready to use my LinkedIn profile to make you like get popular and knowing." I mean, you bringing them something, because let's face it, you're a salesperson, you're a CEO of a company, you're owner of a startup. What is counting now? It's getting popular, getting known, getting some advertising, and everything is good. When you propose free advertising for someone, it's magic. You become a friend. And actually, I changed completely this. I mean, I'm always proposing like to do some promotion before trying to sell something.
That's nice. Nice approach.
Nice approach. It works.
Yes. Marie asks, what except LinkedIn you see as a good lead generation channel?
What except LinkedIn?
Yep.
Or like, you're going to kill me, but I'm going to repeat it, and nobody is doing it. Twitter.
Why Twitter? What is so attracting in Twitter? Because here in Ukraine, we mostly do not use Twitter like in our everyday usage as a social network. We use Facebook, we use Instagram, and we do not use Twitter. I mean, so it's hard to imagine how it can be useful.
Okay.
Why Twitter?
But your customers are not in Ukraine.
Why Twitter?
And Twitter is still, for example, for US market, is still the social network the most used. And why Twitter? Because people communicate very fast on Twitter. People reply very fast on Twitter. People comment on it. It's like the most fastest social media. I mean, in terms of news, in terms of content, it's the most fastest. I mean, you cannot beat this. I mean, you can even post every 18 minutes on Twitter. Nobody's going to feel bothered by your post. Even if you post every 18 minutes, the same post, nobody is going to feel spam.
And what about the strategy in Twitter? What kind of strategy do you advise to use?
Okay, so for example, on Twitter, I mean, try to be a niche market. If you target startups, for example, or if you target like, I don't know, you target, you have, I don't know, like e-commerce, for example. I mean, first follow all the e-commerce in one area. For example, in Germany, follow them e-commerce. You will get so much information. Remember the information I was telling you that is everywhere? I mean, in Twitter, you will have so much information. And of course, the problem, if you target like small companies, then you have a lot of chance to, when you tweet or you send them a message, a private message, you have a lot of chance to reach out the owner, because he's probably doing it himself. A larger one, don't try to sell on Twitter. Just contact them, contact the guy, say, hey, I like your tweet, I like what you post, and we might have an opportunity for business for you guys. Do you mind giving me the name of the person I need to contact for software development or contact? You will be surprised. Those community manager, they give you all the information. They don't give a fuck about giving you the name of the CTO or the email address of the CTO. I mean, they're just community manager. That's their job, to make everybody like them and like the company. So if they say, no, I don't give you, it's someone who's not going to like us. You know, he's not going to follow us anymore. So they will give you. They will give you easily. I mean, Instagram, for example, I'm using for the example for right now for G-Core Labs on Instagram. Guys, it's amazing. It's amazing. Little trick. 20 minutes before I post something for G-Core Labs on Instagram, I check all the hashtags that we're going to use, and I start to like the 9 first one, the 9, I go to the explore page, you know, where there is the 9 best content, and then the 9 more recent content. During 20 minutes before, I start to like all those posts. I start to comment some posts that are relevant, or I see that those guys can be could be like a reseller for us or a client for us, and I do that for 9 or 10 hashtags. Okay.
Ты Мануэля не знаешь? Он в Харькове работал. Мануэля не знаешь? Он в Харькове.
Yes, please go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. So I do that 20 minutes. Then I post. Then I see what's the reaction, and each reaction, I'm sending a personal message. Say, hey, thank you for liking. What made you like our post? You'll be surprised. I mean, 90% they don't answer, but I'm not targeting those 90%. I'm targeting the 10% that like the post or interact in one way with one stories. And then, but because I did 20 minutes, all those posts, all those liking and commenting and stuff like that, we become visible for those people, because they're going to see who liked them, their posts. We become visible. So naturally, it's the brain. It's not logical. It's just the brain. Naturally, when they see your post, they like it. And that's the reason for me to contact them.
And which tools do you use for this liking?
I don't use
manually?
Tools. Manually.
Manual works manually on this?
Yes. I mean, well, for Instagram, this is really tricky, because it was possible to grow organically, and it was not. I mean, it was possible to grow like exponentially with some tools. But since last July, it's almost impossible. I mean, try to grow organically an account now, it's almost impossible. And if you use tools, you probably get the block. And actually, all those you probably see all those Instagram influencers, they were taking money. I mean, at one moment it was more and more difficult, and they switched to YouTube. No, they become YouTube superstar and super gurus and taking money from this. Or they went to TikTok, like Instagram. It was TikTok. And actually, this is good, because it just cleaned the network of Instagram of all those fake profiles, fake stuff. It already cleaned. And well, I start this strategy for G-Core beginning of February. You can go see the Instagram of G-Core. We only have 133 followers. We follow 77, I think. We have, I don't know, not even 100 posts. And I generate 4 contracts in 1 month using only this strategy.
Great.
Will you be interested to become a reseller? Yes, I will be interested. Can I send you the or corporate presentation? Yes, please send. Can I have your email address, your professional? Yes, this is my email address. Okay, I sent you right now, or corporate, because don't send it tomorrow. Doesn't matter. It's 11 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock. You need to do it right now. The guys are there. They are everywhere in the world. And then they say, can I send you in your email address right now? Please give me a feedback. And I follow up for feedback, follow up for feedback. And at one moment they say, well, we're not interested. Fine, I don't waste my time anymore. Yes, we are interested. Can we jump on a call? Here is my link to schedule a call. pick up the best timing for you, not the best timing for me, the best timing for you. I'm going to sell you something. So it's natural that you pick up the best timing for you, not for me. And if it's 2 o'clock in the morning, I don't care. I'll be there.
Follow-ups.
Yeah, follow-ups.
We had, about a month ago, we had a webinar with Lex from Outplay, and he said like the average number of follow-ups for now, it's about 8. About 2 years ago or 3 years ago, the average number was, I don't know, about 10 or even 11 follow-ups. What's now? How many follow-ups should salesperson do?
I will tell you exactly the same that I've been telling you 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, 10 years ago, 20 years ago. You follow up until you get a no. You follow up until you get a no. And it's 5, okay. It's 10, okay. It's 20, okay. It's 37, okay. Doesn't matter. What people make the mistakes on follow-up, it's because when I say you follow up until the end, that means that for them, you send like 12 emails or 8 emails or 9 messages or 10 messages. That's not the case. Follow-up can be multiple. It can be multiple. Follow-up can be a post you writing on your LinkedIn profile, tagging the person. Follow-up can be like a like on one of their posts, can be a like or a comment in one of the company posts. It can be a like or a tweet about them on Twitter. It can be an email. It can be a message LinkedIn. Hey, are you still interested in this? That's simple. But someone who show you some interest, I mean, why you give up? Because he doesn't answer after 8 times or after 12 times? Or after 3 times? I mean, who made that rules? I mean, you never know. You never know. Maybe the guy have a problem. Maybe the guy is ill. Maybe, I mean, he's blocked in somewhere hotel because they're coronavirus. I don't know. You don't know. You're just assuming something that you cannot know. So for me, it's really simple. One guy who shows some interest, doesn't matter. I met them. He said that to me on LinkedIn, or he said that to me on Twitter, or he said that to me on Instagram. I will always try to follow up and let him the door open to say no, because I don't want to waste my time. And not wasting my time is not wasting his time. And I'm supposed that he's going to be bored on it. So for him, I make him so easy to say no. But by doing this, I get a lot of yes. Because
so
they don't feel like this person. I mean, people don't realize. I mean, you all guys go on vacation somewhere in the world, okay? You go in Europe, you go to Paris, you go away Paris. I mean, who is doing this research on his LinkedIn profile? Say like first connection, Paris. When they go in Paris, first connection on LinkedIn, simple. First connection, Paris. You have a list. I mean, guys, I'm not stupid. You probably use automation tools to get in touch with people. Create a small message. Hey, John, I mean, we talked 6 months ago about software development. I'll be in Paris for a private travel. But if you have 10 minutes for a coffee, I'll be really happy. I will dedicate time for you. Let's meet.
That could be also a follow-up.
That could be a follow-up. And you going to there, and there is no reason. What do you think? The day he has some business, he's going to give this business to someone who sends like message like this, or someone that one day proposed him to come to this city during his private vacation and meet him, offer him a coffee? Who do you think he will remember? Who will enter his brain? The guy who came, or the guy not even came, but he proposed, at least he suggests to meet because he was going to Paris. I mean, if someone contact me like this, saying like this, believe me, I will try to have a coffee just to learn about this person. And yeah, this person will make some point in my head. You know, they will be like, okay, this is not the usual salesperson. I mean, he really wants to do it, the business. So why should maybe I should analyze its solution. Maybe I can ask a quote. It doesn't cost anything to ask a quote. I mean, I'm traveling a lot. For the moment, I'm in Dubai. I was in Barcelona 1 week. I was in Belgium before. I live in Luxembourg. I mean, it's easy. You go to my profile on Facebook, on LinkedIn, and you will see every single city I go, I say, I'm going there. But behind this, I mean, every single city I go, I send message on my LinkedIn profile to every person I contact, even if they're not a good fit for exactly what I have to sell. Because if they are not a good fit, but they have me in the brain, I mean, meeting them, maybe they have someone in their network that need what I'm suggesting to them to try to sell. So yes, it's time consuming. It's a lot of time, but that's how you build relationship. That's how you build the trust in you and your solution. That's how you make the difference between the 100 messages they receive during the day. So yes, people say I'm crazy about the follow-up. And guys, I'm like you, I'm a human. So sometimes I don't follow up also. You know, sometimes I feel bad. Sometimes I feel not really, I don't feel it. So I don't do it. But in general, I try to force myself to do those follow-ups until I get a no. I don't try to get a yes. I try to get a no.
And how do you manage to organize all this information, all these leads? You know, if you like send the messages manually, yes, you have some CRM or some
something
connected to LinkedIn.
Yeah, actually, I've been really, really surprised. Like, I think it was in 2016 when I first came to Ukraine and I started to meet IT companies. I mean, nobody knew what it was a CRM. Nobody was using. They were using Excel files. Yeah. And after that, when I was telling you should use a CRM, because that was like 15 years I was using a CRM. When I start to explain, I mean, it's not only data entry in the CRM, because people think, CRM, I need to make the data. And come on, guys. I mean, they have API integration now. You can transfer automatically. So this is bullshit saying, it's too much work. That's your work. That's it, you know? But people say it's data entry. And I was telling them, it's not data entry. It's feeding someone that's going to make your life easier. Because believe me, if you structure this and you have every morning at 8 o'clock in your email a list of what you have to do, which person you have to contact, and which person you need to follow up, which person you need to send an email, which person you need to pay attention to see if they get funding or not, I mean, it's magic. You wake up, you don't have to worry about what you have to do. Your day is full of opportunities. But the CRM is not going to do that for you. You need to feed it. And if you suck and you fucked and you just like do bullshit with your CRM, you're never going to get relevant information. So that's what I do. After that, I've been searching many and testing many CRM. No, it's CRM company asking me to test their CRM before they go on because I've been doing this testing, and for me it was really important to get a CRM that quickly integrate the information about social media, about the customer.
And what other things are important for you in CRM? Like, give us some list, like first, second, third.
For me, it have to be easy to implement the data, whether it's like transferring directly from LinkedIn, transferring directly from Facebook, transferring directly the information. So this is like, just to be honest, time saving. So you have to be, if you're a small company and you go to Salesforce, you're crazy. You're ready to go to the madhouse, you know. If you invest in, you start and you invest in also CRM is not for, there is different CRM for all kind of salesperson. Don't invest in a CRM that are specified and like just like really interesting for cold calling. There is some CRM that integrate the call and stuff like that, but that's not what we do usually. We don't do cold calling. Nobody likes to do cold calling except the American and the British one. But I mean, we don't do it. So it doesn't serve to go there. So for me, yes, easy to enter the data. Then for me, it was really important. And guys, this is not going to stop the information from social media, gathering automatically all the information. Every single stuff that a company that you are in your CRM post on Facebook, on Twitter, on LinkedIn, or whatever, have this centralized in their file. This is really important. The information is the key. And after that, like a good system of like creating tasks easily, and that it remind me by email every morning or by a newsletter every morning, what are the tasks? I mean, for me, it's important. I wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning or 5 o'clock in the morning, and one of my first email is a list of my tasks. And yes, like everybody, when I see this task list, I'm like, fuck, I'm going to have to work today, you know. But when you have a list, you don't arrive to the office and say, okay, who do I have to contact? Oh, let's see this Excel file. Oh, maybe this customer. Oh, blah, blah, blah. You forgot. And then, I mean, all your strategy is fucked up. Because then your brain is going to say, oh, you know, I can do that later. Let's go have a coffee or tea. And then, yeah, your day, it's just like waste of time. You have to have, I mean, if you're a salesperson, you need to have this mindset, create revenue. That's it.
Next question. What about email marketing? Do you create campaigns there? Cold selling.
Okay.
Cold selling is a bit different from email marketing. Okay.
It's too bad I'm not in my computer, because I hear a lot of people say email marketing doesn't work.
To start, let's just make a difference between email marketing and cold emailing, because this is two different activities. When you do email marketing, you do it with people who already in your database, they subscribed. And cold emailing, that's different.
Okay. So you want to speak about cold emailing? Cold emailing?
Yes. Let's start with cold emailing, and then we can go to the email.
What if I tell you that you can easily transfer cold emailing to hot emailing? It's kind of usual for me to have like 70, 65, 80, sometimes a little bit more open rate of my cold email. It's kind of usual to have like, I don't know, 35% reply rate, which is more important, plus click rate, high click rate, and finally, like to have like between 5 and 10% conversion rate, which is customer. It's kind of natural for me, but it's actually not really like a cold emailing. I mean, of course, I never met those person. I never contact them before. They are not connected with me on LinkedIn, whatever. What I do is that, for example, I go on Twitter and I'm using the events, you know, all around the world, the events. You go to the Twitter account of the events, and you start to like every single people, or you start to follow up every single people that mention that they will be at this event. So you don't need to even invest in this event, in travel and going there, buying the ticket of the event. You can do that from home magically. Don't do like me going to every event, but you can do that from home. Believe me. Sometimes I make believe, if I'm two events, I make believe that make believe that I was at the 2 events where I went to only 1 event, and people are sure that I was at the other event, because I have such an activity on Twitter, on LinkedIn, that I'm speaking about. I'm retweeting, for example, the post of the people who were there, that they believe that I was there. Like, for example, CES in Las Vegas, I was not there, but I get contract without being there for G-Core, just because every time the official website of CES was posting, and now we have on stage this person, I was retweeting, changing, and say, hey guys, now there is this person on stage. It's really interesting about I don't know, 5G and stuff like that. And people start to follow me and start to like me. Then I was scrapping their email address, and I had a reason to contact them. Hey guys, you were at CES and it was really interesting, and I hope you get the benefit. I mean, we could not meet because I had so much meetings, but I'll be interesting if you will be I want to know if you will be interested in this kind of solution, because that's what we provide at G-Core Labs. I mean, are you open? I mean, can we discuss it? Or can I send you our corporate presentation? So from a totally cold person, I transform it as an hot person, because the activity I did before, even if I was not there. You see, and that's why nice. That's how you can get high open rate, high reply rate, and high conversion on cold email. And also, you don't do that with 200%. It's impossible. You don't have time. So my cold email campaign, usually it's like between 30 people and 70 people, because you don't have time to get so. But those guys, they are sure that I was there and that I could not meet them because I had too much meetings. I'm an important person. I cannot.
Yes, of course.
You know, I mean, it's all about perception or the brain of the people. Even in your email, cold email, it's all about the perception they're going to have about you. That changed completely the game. So this is a little trick.
Okay, let's proceed with email marketing. And I would also ask your opinion on email marketing as a nurturing activity. Like, let's imagine you contact someone via LinkedIn or whatever. They said like, Manуэль, sorry, I'm not interested right now. Just let's be in touch in like 6 months. And you get this email and put it into nurturing into some email marketing campaigns, like with your content or something. Do you use something of this?
No. I'm going to be really, really, really honest with you guys. I don't do that. I never create an email list. I could do that for my coaching activities, but I never did that. And I learned the hard way and the good way that you don't need, I mean, providing value, it's more interesting than nurturing someone on email. So for example, I don't do that, but I know exactly what they do. So in this case, I contact someone, they're doing this platform, for example, and I know they are like, I analyze them, I make my research, I know that they are this. If they say, no, I'm not interested, please contact us maybe in 6 months. We all know that please contact me in 6 months means you're going to forget. They know they know that 95% of the salesperson are not going to follow up. They know that maybe they're going to do some email marketing to nurture them. And the first step they're going to do is unsubscribe from your email list, or they're not going to open and react. So for me, it's a waste of time again, and I don't have time for this. So, but again, if I get one information, or I met someone else who can be valuable for this company, what I'm going to send, it's not a cold email or a nurturing email about the bullshit information that nobody cares. I mean, I'm going to send, hey, John, I contacted you 3 months ago. You told me that you were not interested. That's fine. I'm not coming back for this. But I think based on what you do and your project, that you should meet my friend, John, that is developing this. John is in copy of this email, and I think you guys could get in touch to each other, because I believe it can be valuable for both of you. Guys, believe me, if those guys do business because they bring value to each other, the next person to do business with both of them is you. And that's my email marketing. I mean, I don't see the point to start to email list. I don't have time to have a big email list. And so, I mean, I want to reach out to someone, I go on LinkedIn, I send in a message. It's not on LinkedIn, I go on Twitter. It's not on Twitter, I go on Instagram, it will be there anyway. Or I go on Facebook, it will be there. And if I don't find him anywhere, I ask my network, hey guys, someone in my network know this person. I want to reach him out about this. Can someone make an introduction for me? I have always an introduction to anybody in the world.
Okay. So the question is, let me check if we have any other questions. Email marketing.
But I mean, email marketing is, let me rephrase it. Email marketing can be nice for the company, but it's marketing. Should be your marketing team sending this, and usually they're going to send this because their KPI is just fucked up as sales KPI, and we say, you need to send the email. Nobody cares about the reaction, but you need to send email. And marketing guys, they're just like, okay, I send the email because otherwise my KPI is not good. But it's not practical. I mean, we live now in a world of practicality. I mean, yeah, I mean, the salesperson doing email marketing, trying to nurture, I mean, stop this. Just like try to focus on delivering value for your potential customer.
And what about B2B? We talked about startups. All right, it is quite clear how to do lead generation if you target on startups. Like you do this, you find this the country, you go on Crunchbase and make this list, and you contact the CEO on LinkedIn. And what about the real sector? What about business? Let's say you target on European business, real sector, like transportation, automotive, I don't know, logistics.
The principle stay the same. As a matter of fact, it's more, I mean, in larger businesses, it's more difficult to reach to the top level management. Whether you are well connected and people introduce you, and this comes, I mean, through LinkedIn, for example, when you stop to be focused on the number of connection and you start to focus on the quality of your connection, even if it's only 500, then you start to have a huge network. And about LinkedIn, I can tell you that at the moment, the algorithm is looking everything. It's looking the number of connection you have, the number of time you speak with those person, the number of time those person connect with you, the number of time the person react to you. And if it's a low rate, I mean, your LinkedIn profile is dead. That's it. Nobody think about it. So people like trying to reach out like 10,000, 20,000, thinking that, yeah, I'm going to be visible. That's the opposite if you never interact with people who connect with you. I mean, LinkedIn will see it and they will like decrease it because they see you have connection, nobody reacts, nobody like your post, nobody sent you a message. What the fuck? I mean, this is that. So whether, I mean, to reach those top person, but if you don't try to reach the other person, try to ask help for middle kind of person. You know, middle kind of person. Try to ask help from salesperson. It works really well because the salesperson is probably in your same situation that he's trying to sell to other people. So he understands your philosophy. So for me, I never hesitate to contact a salesperson and say, or to try to meet at event. I mean, at events, everybody's focused on CTO, CEO, blah, blah, blah. And it's the most difficult people to get it. I go see every single person. You're the salesperson of this company. great, let's meet. Let me offer you a coffee, because this person can maybe introduce me to another person, higher level, higher decision maker. So everything it's about this. But again, I know the game, and I know that a lot of people like look only like CTO and stuff like that, and then they are complaining because not a lot of people are reacting to them, nobody are replying to them. It's because the higher competition, the bigger business you are, the more difficult it is to reach a person, and the more you have to be someone to be able to reach those person. One day someone asked me, Manuel, I have the best product, and yeah, that's the product for Apple. How do I reach Apple? And I was like, well, do you want to send an email? Yeah, just give me the email I need to send. I say, well, you just write tim.cook@apple.com. And you just explain to him. Of course, he's not going to read it. It's his assistant who's going to read it. And he said, no, I really want to speak with people at Apple. I say, okay, Apple is a large corporation. You go, you invest 4 years. If you have the best project for Apple, you invest like 2-3 years to live in around the campus of Apple. And you go to every single meetup, every single event, every single, I don't know, party, every workshop organized by Apple, and you give cards and you shake hands, and you little by little you meet other people, and you get friends that will introduce you to other people. Eventually you will get a job at Apple because you will be surrounded by people for Apple, but you will also get more chance. But to get a company like Apple to buy your product, you need to invest 4 years to be there with them, near them, and stuff like that. So
sounds like account-based marketing stuff, you know.
You call it whatever you want, because for the moment, a lot of, yeah, I mean, you call it whatever you want. At this moment, I hear a lot of gurus and a lot of specialists giving a lot of new name for exactly what everybody is doing for like the last 50 years.
Okay. So about new names, what do you think of educational marketing? It's when you like make something valuable to teach your customers.
So I will return the question. Do you get a lot of customer from this? Trying to tell them, I will teach you how to do business, or I will teach you what you have to do to be successful, or I will tell you what to teach. I will teach you. I will like give you some information so you learn about this. I mean,
a lot of companies
honestly,
do that. Like HubSpot do that.
For me, never works. For me, never works. And I never try to teach someone, because when I reach out to sell something to some people, I mean, whether they are interested and they ask me, can you explain me a little bit? And if I'm not able to explain, I will come with someone who can explain. But me trying, or my company trying to teach something, I will leave that for the website. For a website, I will leave that. But the thing is, like, if we analyze the return, I mean, how many people react for teaching or for this teaching marketing, is very low compared of just reach out to the people, just go meet the people, just go to events, just go shake hands, just go to just reach out on LinkedIn nicely, or use Twitter, use Instagram, I mean, use Facebook, I mean, whatever, use TikTok. I mean, I didn't find the way to yet because I didn't have time to focus on it, but I'm sure you can find now business on TikTok. Why not?
Yes.
Why not? Yeah, why not?
Awesome.
There is very few competition. It's too huge, really huge market. Asia 70%, America 30%, Europe maybe 1 or 2%. So it's huge market. not a lot of competition. If you do it correctly, you get the business. That's it.
So guys, I don't see any other questions from you so far. Don't be shy, please.
Don't be shy. I'm here.
About the lead generation again.
Yeah.
What do you think about outsourcing of lead generation? You know, there is a lot of companies who provides like this kind of a service, like we do lead generation for you. We will get you, I don't know, 20 contacts, 20 calls in months for $2,000. Just pay us and we will give you the leads. What do you think of it?
I will tell you, I have two opinions about this. One, there is a lot of charlatans jumping on this business right now. And they are easy to see because you don't become an expert in lead generation in 6 months or 1 year experience. I've even seen people with no experience in sales that are like building lead generation company. And the way they use content, they publish content on LinkedIn and stuff, like thinking that it's completely like, I'm like, man, stop. So my opinion is that for the moment, there is a lot of charlatans. Doing lead generation, I will tell you really what I think about this. A company contacting you from Ukraine doing lead generation, it's kind of it's going to be kind of tricky. Or they will be, I mean, or they are really relevant and stuff like that. Because guys, let's face it, I mean, if the guy didn't have an experience abroad, I mean, there is a lot of probability he know about sales and lead generation the same as you.
And what about if they are abroad? Like they're abroad.
About abroad,
in London or somewhere.
Yeah. About abroad, I will tell you honestly, there is some good guys there. There is some good guys, some market, difficult market. They are good guys, but they are known. We know they are there. They are there for a long time, and yeah, they are known. I mean, they don't come up. They don't pop up like in one night. You know, they are there. They are known. Usually, it's like kind of a mature guys with a huge experience in sales. Those guys doesn't guarantee you anything like the young generation of lead generation guru that will tell you, well, we guarantee you 20 leads and blah blah blah. It's bullshit. But I mean, those guys usually they are not promoting themselves too much. Yes, they're promoting, but they do like me, for example. They use more the connection. They are referred by someone who have already experience with them. A lead generation guy is doing like lead generation for his own business only by sending email or like contacting you on LinkedIn. It's already kind of strange. I will more trust someone who's in the market I'm targeting. Like, I don't know, the guy is in France, for example. He's really in France. He's known. You can check. I mean, he have a huge background of sales and lead generation. He opened his company. His website is there. There is some kind of recommendation, and I will trust really well. I will analyze it really well if someone from my network contact me and say, "Hey, maybe you are interested to go inside this market with your company. We know each other." I mean, I met those guys. They look solid. Maybe you can talk with them, you know. Then I will trust more. But for the moment, yes, I see that many people are jumping on this lead generation Eldorado.
I see. All right, so we almost have 5 o'clock right now. So let's say 2 latest questions. And the first one, who are decision makers you usually contact? What about managers or consultants? Do you contact them also?
So one example, for example, I was sent by G-Core to Tokyo Game Show. in Tokyo last September. And well, we probably know, like me, Japanese, it's kind of very, very complicated. It's a complicated market. It's complicated to reach out. Usually, sometimes they don't, I mean, a lot of time they don't speak really well English. So at that moment, yeah, contacting consultant in Tokyo, consultant in the gaming industry was interesting for me because they could open door for me. They could introduce me. So yes, try to contact some consultant can be interesting. But again, don't forget those consultants, they have a work. They don't open door for nothing. You need to come them and say, hey, we have a specific event there. We would like to use your book address, your contacts. What will be the counterpart for you helping us to get in touch with those people, you know? And believe me, you speak with a consultant like this, he's going to analyze your proposition because he has the address book, okay? And you don't come say, hey, just help us, you know? Help us and we will pay you after if we get some business. I mean, a consultant who is like known, he have his own business. He don't need commission. I mean, he is going to do you a favor, but he's not going to be interested by this kind of approach. You know, this is all you contact consultant by before telling them help me, say, what will you cost? And it costs zero to ask. You might be find a consultant and say, oh, I like you. Okay, oh, yeah, I like your approach. I mean, I can put you in contact in this. And when you're going to say, oh, what do you need? Oh, don't worry. You're going to, in the day I need something, I will contact you, you know? And they're never going to contact you because they don't need anything. So who to contact? I mean, again, depending your target. I mean, for me, for example, if you try to resell, for example, Gcore trying to resell to sell hosting or cloud or CDN, well, CEO doesn't mean anything for me to contact CEO unless it's a really startup, but it doesn't bring anything. But contacting the system administrator of the company, and sometimes the system administrator of a really huge company, the case in South Africa, from the biggest bank, I contact the system administrator. And I just say, contact him and say, hello, la, 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 we do that. I mean, if one day you want a free trial, just ping me. I say, I'm interested. We are in the situation that we are looking for provider and CDN. I say, okay. I mean, I open a thing. And the guy just took my hand to the CTO, the decision maker, the guy who can sign. He made the test. They were happy. Boom, they signed a huge contract. It's luck. It's luck. But if I never contact the system, if I never contact the system administrator, I will never have the opportunity to sign the contract. So depending what you target, and of course, if you are in the IT, of course, the CTO, if you are like in the CDN or in the platform, you need to target the people like interesting for you. Consultant, yes, but very for specific events, for specific stuff. They're not going to work long time with you. I mean, because why they should work with you exclusively? They can work with anybody, any company. So why? So exclusive at a really short time, yeah, you can do like I did for Tokyo Game Show. That's it.
We have a question about a ping strategy. Do you use ping strategy, and how many messages do you send to the person and how often? Ping strategy.
Okay, can you what do you mean by ping strategy? Because pinging a maximum of people, that's easy. You know, you go on LinkedIn, you send connection requests with anybody without any message. You will have more people accepting your request, but you will have less people really interesting. So when you say ping strategy, it's like pinging how many ping you have. I will say if you're speaking about how many touch you need to do, I mean, yeah, I mean, it's like the same as follow-up. I mean, as much as you get, you need to have an answer, yes or no. But yeah, like for me, like for example, I have a clean strategy. whether it's by email or by LinkedIn, for example. If I take those two way of reaching out, it's four message. It's 4 message, no more. And I don't need more to have the answer yes or no. Okay, it's 4 message. 4 message.
Okay.
One is the connection message. Second is the thank you for connecting with me. Then it's a message like the value that I can bring, and then it's a message like, are you still interested, or are you interested? Can I send you the corporate presentation? 4 message. I don't need more, and it brings me a lot of opportunities. Emails, I use the same techniques. One introduction message, mail. Thank you for replying. Thank you for opening the mail. Then another message with the value proposition, and then a third message. Are you still interested in this? Or are you interested in this? Can I send you the corporate presentation? And if they say yes, send me the corporate presentation. You open the door to follow up about the feedback of the presentation, and they have seen the presentation.
Okay, so the last question is about working on conferences. You work in conferences a lot.
Yes.
Last time, and like in just briefly, what strategy do you use to work on conferences efficiently? I mean, each conference is a big event. There's a lot of people, a lot of exhibitors. So where to start with? So like it's a big hall. Okay. So you imagine you come there and what to do.
I understand. So for me, it's really different because I speak at, I mean, I'm a speaker at a lot of conferences. And doing this, it's almost impossible for me to put after my speech to be on position of selling something. So the strategy, for example, G-Core is like when I speak at one event, they send a salesperson with me. And then I don't have a sales job. I'm just a connector. People interested, here is a salesperson. People are interested, or people ask questions, this guy can answer or can find a good answer for you. Now I go also a lot of to events for me or for the company, and again, I don't try to sell at event. I try to connect with a lot of people, with the maximum people. I shake hands, I give cards, connect on LinkedIn. I mean, I have amazing story about connecting on LinkedIn inside the event, and I use those social network to get meetings, to get to know everybody. And everybody meets. Then usually you need to meet the people, and those people introduce you to other. You have to be very conscious about the after party, the secret party, and stuff like that, because over there it's not easy to find, but you will always find some people who will refer you to those events or invite you to those events. But yes, expecting cash right after the I will say there is a huge work to do. If you're really a salesperson, there is a huge work to do before the event. There is. But sending email, I'm not sure it will work anymore. Using the social media, the way I described a little bit earlier, to get some meetings, yes, it will work. And then you need to take your courage, go speak to a maximum people, try to avoid to sell, get interested in what they do and not pitching what you do, because when you get interested in and ask what they do, and just like asking what are the challenge they have, I mean, who are their customer, what people are their targets, when you do that, I mean, it's natural. At one moment they're going to ask you, and you, what do you do? That's the moment you can pitch them, because they ask you what you do. So it's very, very different. It's very different. I have a whole strategy. I can teach that, and strategy, like already few companies in Ukraine are using, and none of them are have any complaint about using it. it works. So yeah, I had the chance to implement that in Ukraine in some kind of large company, and now they send people. Right now, for example, are you still there because you're frozen?
It's okay.
It's okay. Because you were frozen. Right now, for example, the strategy for G-Core Labs is that we don't send any emails anymore. We don't sell any emails. I'm doing the buzz around the conference we go through my social media. And then, yeah, I go to the events and I'm just connecting the people that wanted to meet me, wanted to introduce me with the sales guys. That's our strategy. It works like hell. And sometimes I don't even enter the event. I let that to the salesperson, and I'm just like around the events meeting people. So yes, sometimes I spend more time evening and nighttime than during the time working. But it works really well. It works really well. And then I enter a little bit because I always invite by organizer or stuff like that, or just like this. Again, I wanted to say that when we were speaking about email marketing, it's for your company. You as a salesperson, you need to work on your personal branding, your personal network. That's what is going to be. They don't care about, I mean, really, they don't care about the company. Tomorrow you go work for another company doing outsourcing stuff. I mean, if you had a good relationship with this, he will buy from your new company. So you need to build your own marketing, your own branding. And believe me, this works better than anything else. Building your own as a salesperson, whether you do it or you don't do it, and then it's salesperson that will do it. There, I know some salesperson in Ukraine. I teach them this 2 years ago, and now they go to conference and they get a lot of business because people don't buy because the company, they buy for them, and they refer them to other people, and this is magical.
We have such a long question, but I guess
go ahead. I have time.
Yeah. Just a second. What should service consultants companies do now? All right. It's someone. Just a second. Something. Oh, sorry for this. Yes, long question, but the meaning is how to sell outstaffing or dedicated team. I mean, it's cool if you have a product or solution. I see you looking to strengthen your team with a well-versed developer. Blah blah. Check this guy out. He's really a good fit. How to sell developers, let's say. Let's say like
okay.
this.
You can use the old way. Say, hey, I see that I saw that you are hiring, and so on, and it will bring business. If you do a quantity of leads per day, it will bring business because many companies, they don't finally they don't want to hire in-house, even if they say that they want to hire in-house. At one moment you can tell them, I mean, in Europe, for example, I understand you want to hire in-house, but resources are difficult to find in Europe. They are expensive. And are you ready to invest in social protection for those guys that can leave you after 3 months, but you cannot fire them after 3 months unless you pay a big salary, a big fee. So you can play on this. Now, what I built what I built with the owner of one Danish company, easy to find. I mean, we went further and we changed completely the game on this. We discovered that every startups in Europe, whatever they are in Europe, they are eligible for up to 40,000 euro to develop. an application, a website, a product, whatever. They are up to 40,000. In certain cases, they can go. The only thing they have to do is to fill in a form correctly. So when we learned this, we asked to the European Commission, I mean, can we have the form? And we discovered that was not that difficult to fill in some information, some stuff. So we decided to contact the startups, not saying, hey, do you need software? I mean, do you need help, or we can outsource your development? We say, guys, do you know that you are eligible for 40,000 plus sponsorship from European Commission as any other startup in Europe? Usually 90% of the answer were no, you know. Some say yes. Those were not a customer or target. So we say, okay, we are an outsourcing company, but we are not contacting you for this. We know the process to get you this sponsorship. What do you think that we sign a contract between you and us? And I mean, in this contract, we engage ourselves for nothing, for free, to fill in this form correctly, and introduce it to the European Commission, so you get the 40,000. On one condition: when you get the 40,000, we get the project. The project. I mean, the outsourcing. What do you think those guys say? They say, hey, man, if you get me 40,000 K, I give you all the work. That's what happened.
And how many contracts did you have?
7.
7. That's nice.
With some contracts that goes, more development, more developers and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's nice. That's interesting.
Because we contact them, we contact them just like, you know, we don't contact you. We know you. Sometimes I was telling them, I know you're going to say no. If I propose you outsourcing people, outsourcing stuff. But what if I propose you to make you win 40,000 sponsorship by the European Commission? Of course, yes, please come meet us. Tell us how you're going to do it. That's it. And yes, we were fucked up also. Sometimes we explain all and they did by themselves. Or sometimes they get 40,000 and they didn't get back to us. That doesn't matter, you know. As long as we got those 7 customers, and some are like for long term, it was like, yeah, we spent one day to fill in, maybe 1 week to gather all the information needed, but it worth it, you know. And still in this pipeline, we still have people recontacting us and say, hey guys, now we are ready, you know. And we discuss.
What about 40,000? I see.
Yeah, what about, exactly. Hey guys, one day you spoke to us about 40,000. Maybe it's a situation that we need it, you know. Yeah, it's changing, but the problem with outsourcing and not staffing is that the competition is so high. And yeah, I mean, people will know, and Oleg, you know, I love Ukraine, but you are getting late about all the commercial aspect, all the communication aspect. You are very good technically, but you are getting late to, if I compare to countries like Hungary, Serbia, Romania, even Montenegro, Poland. I mean, you are getting late because you are focused on the technical part and you completely forget to invest in the commercial part. Send your salesperson to get coaching abroad by non-Ukrainian people who have this culture of commerce, people of this culture of like dealing with billing, and yes, you have relevant people. Yes, you have a lot of good salesperson willing to learn, but those guys are going to quit you because you don't invest in them. Mm-hmm. You just try to make them like, luckily it's going to be like a casino and I'm going to do a jackpot with them. But those guys, they won't stay with you because they don't feel that you invest in them. Like having salesperson And at the moment, like visiting conferences, very important, and never send them there to one conference. It's really demotivating because they see other companies sending their guys over there. No, I must say, salespeople, you are really, 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 really lazy. Most of you are just lazy bastards. I've seen many times at Web Summit, girls or boys more focused on doing selfie about I am in Web Summit in Lisbon,
Yes.
that just go and hustle during the day, during the night, during the evening. I have like experienced myself because I was startup mentor at Web Summit in 2017, and I was like pinging my network of Ukrainian. I knew they were there, and I would say, "Hey, John, just like hey, Anna, or you. I mean, I'm meeting those investors tonight. You know, I'm meeting those investors. There will be a lot of startup. Do you want to come? I can invite you." You know what kind of answer I receive? Well, not tonight because I'm going to meet my friend Ukrainian. I'm going to meet my friend, and we were going to the restaurant, and maybe tomorrow. Okay, I say, what the fuck are they here? I mean, to meet their friend Ukrainian or to work and get business? I say, okay. Next day, hello, it's me again. Tonight, I will be at this secret party where there is the Luxembourg party, where there will be like a lot of a company that might need. So, well, I'm a little bit tired tonight. I'm like, fuck, you know. Then I understand CEO don't want to send you because you're just there for tourism and not for business. And then I give 100% of to your CEO to not invest. And the best, go with your CEO, go with someone of your this, and if you cannot really sell it, be the connector. Go speak to a maximum of people and attract them to your CEO. He will be able to close, and he will have a really positive attention to you because you're bringing so many people to him. And what he's going to do the next time he's going to an event, he's going to say, okay, you come with me at this event. You did good last time. Let's go to Las Vegas. And I want you to do exactly the same. But
Okay.
if you go like there and then, okay, now I'm in Qashqai and I'm going to take a picture now because Qashqai is the more east stuff in the world. Okay, the most western part of Europe. And here I'm at the restaurant, and during the day you just don't fuck anything or you don't do anything. And then when you need to meet people, you are with Ukrainian making the party. This is fucked up. But this is what happened. I saw that this year in Slush again. Wow, I saw Belarusian, I saw Serbian sales team. They were not stopping working. Nighttime, every single after party, they were there. Not to party or drink. They were there to give business card, to meet people, to networking. And the day at 10 o'clock, they were at the event. And I saw them again, and they were already talking with people. Wow, Ukrainian, you know, they were coming at 12. And in the evening, you don't see them to the other event because they go dinner with other Ukrainians. I'm sorry, guys, but this is fucked up. This is not how you make business right now.
We have a good question from Marie. Can you advise good sales courses abroad or people, mentors? Manuel, do you know someone?
Well,
Here's Manuel. He's a
I will tell you.
I have ever met actually, and
Yeah.
he's.
Yeah.
What do you think about doing some workshop on PracticeBox?
That could be interesting. My only concern is timing for me. So for the moment, I'm really selecting the people. For example, coaching, or I'm really selecting the companies because it's not easy what I teach. It's not, and it needs a lot of dedication and it needs a lot of effort. I might look like a cool guy, and I might look okay, it might look easy what I say, Of course, it's easy for me because I've done that. I've done that. I'm almost 50, so I've been doing this since I'm 24. So you can count. It's a long time. So all this, and I'm learning every day. So I don't stop to learn. So I'm reading books. I'm following. Last year, I invest almost 8,000 euro in just learning new stuff, the new techniques. So yeah, I'm investing in learning, and yeah, it might look easy, it might look cool, it might look, but it's very difficult. So I'm really selecting. For example, a company who's contacting me to coach 3 days their sales team to teach. Yeah, one of the conditions is that the CEO, the like decision maker, is following the same way that I'm doing for their team. Because if the CEO cannot suffer like his team, cannot understand what they're doing, I mean, he's never going to support and they're never going to have success. So that's one of the insistence. But mostly it's my timing. I mean, yeah, as I say,
we'll discuss
this one. I see. What did you learn for 8K?
Yes.
I learned what makes the difference between like closing deals or attracting the right people or touching the right people than the majority of the salesperson. And I don't want to even imagine how much my company, where I stay 18 years, invest in me. I don't want, because 8K for this, it's really like a piece of I mean, it's nothing. They probably invest more than 100K in my coaching during 18 years. So yes, it's really like a, but of course you will have a lot of charlatans telling you, yeah, I'm going to coach you, it's $1,000, and they will give you only banality. Just to make for example, I did a workshop that was quite cool, because I made a workshop at Outsourcing people, and I was lazy. I didn't want to make some slide, so I just went to the workshop, and it was in a big cinema, and I just plugging my LinkedIn profile, so everybody inside the room could see exactly what happened in my LinkedIn profile. And I just say, okay, who wants to have a profile of a sales profile to have the same kind of result? And 2-3 person, I say it's free, just like, and I do that right away with you here during the workshop. Like this, everybody learn. And yeah, some people raised. So I went to their profile and I just like say, okay, let's change it. This is what you have to do. And I did live, in front of 40 people, 50 people. I did it live at 6 o'clock. It was the last workshop, but it was still 40, 60 people. And at 6 o'clock, they were closing and they had to kick us out, and they were coming. And then the audience, not me, the audience said, no, let's continue, so they gave us like 45 more minutes. But after 45 minutes, people were still like saying, okay, and no, the template. Can you show us the template? Can you show how to react? I mean, how do you do the content? How do you? And I explain, not on slides, not on like, because you can fake everything if you don't show real, but exactly on the big screen what happened on my LinkedIn profile from inside. When you can do that, then yeah, I mean, you attract. And if you want, I mean, you can read the recommendation. I will advise you also, if you look for a mentor, read the recommendation on the LinkedIn profile, and you will see the real one and the wrong one. I mean, the one who have recommendation from people who recommend, you can forget about it. The one who have like recommendation that it's not from the people who recommended, that he recommended, then you can start to trust, because those ones are real recommendation. So yes, and
we'll
guys,
later, I guess.
The workshop also, people, was the price. It was free. It was the price of the conference. It was included in the conference. So sometimes you can learn a lot without paying a lot.
So we finally came to the end of our Q&A session. It takes us about 1 hour and a half. Thank you, Manуэль, very much for all
And about workshop, Oleg, we can discuss.
Yes, we will. And in the end, as I promised, we will get a bonus to everyone those who registered.
Just let me say something to the audience. You have in front of you Oleg, who have applying the follow-up with me, really in the best way, multi-channel. When he saw that I was in Kiev, he said, I want to meet you, let's meet. And he did a lot to bring me here, because it's not easy, and I will have very few intervention in Ukraine this year. Yeah, I mean, he's an example of follow-up to get what he wants.
Yes. So what bonus do we have for our audience?
So Oleg negotiate really hard with me. And he said, Manuel, I want to bring really something valuable for you.
Yes.
So
just stayed with us during the end, like
So I agree with Oleg, because I understand that question on the webinar is really difficult and it cannot go precisely. So I agree with Oleg. I will dedicate like 15 minutes, 20 minutes to anybody who was in this webinar, willing to speak about one really precise problem in sales, one really precise. They would like to have really practical solution or solution that I'm using or advice. I mean, I'm ready to dedicate like 15 to 20 minutes on a call. It's totally free. They will not be selling, try something. It's just for PracticeBox and Oleg. So you can